What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the new Mattel Elite Collection Hall of Fame series. Today we'll be having a look at the class of 2014, the Ultimate Warrior. I'm actually glad I found him on my first crusade out to Target. The Hall of Fame series is exclusive to Target. As you can see, a nice image of Warrior. He includes the WWE title. On the side, a nice picture of the Ultimate Warrior. Same on the side, and you can actually see they give the year that he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, the late great Ultimate Warrior. So tragic on what happened to him. But anyway, going on to his review, his read-up says the Ultimate Warrior. His ring attire is wrong. This is actually his SummerSlam attire, and it says class of 2014. I'm hoping that's a typo. I mean, that's not a sticker. So, I don't know. But anyway, going on with a face covered in neon paint and a penchant for wild ring entrances and general mayhem, the Ultimate Warrior was perhaps the most electric superstar to ever hold the WWE Championship, making his debut in 1987. It was not long before his undeniable charisma, boundless energy earned him a legion of fans, while his unparalleled power and agility led him to dominance in the ring. At SummerSlam 1988, he ended Honky Tonk Man's record Intercontinental Championship reign in just 30 seconds. The biggest win of his career came at WrestleMania 6, when he defeated Hulk Hogan to win the WWE Championship at Toronto Skydome. Inducted into the Hall of Fame in April 2014, few could deny the astonishing impact that the Ultimate Warrior had on the WWE Universe. Actually, it's so tragic that he passed away last year, but at least I got a figure of him, and what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get him opened up, and we'll go on to the rest of his review, so sit tight, everyone. And so here we have the Ultimate Warrior posed and out of the packaging. Now let's get a good 360 of this guy. When I saw the Hall of Fame figures, I was actually excited to actually, get a Warrior paint that was affordable, because Warrior figures are like, I'll talk about that later. But moving on to Warrior, the figure, not the backstory of how I found him. We do have the WWE title, and it does look like mine is a little off-centered. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm not sure if the rubber was cut a little too much or one of the plates is on wrong. I'll have to take a look at that. But it's the exact same title that we got with WrestleMania Bret Hart, except the strap is light blue. I actually like that. Oh, and I dropped it. And it's really accurate to the Warrior, what he had. I know that there was one Warrior that came with a yellow one. That's not entirely accurate. Warrior never had a yellow title, except for the Intercontinental title, not the World title. Moving that off to the side, so we can get Warrior posed. So we can go on to his review. There's a lot of nice detail in this Warrior, mainly in the head, and that hair is just awesome. I think this one came with the Elite 25 Warrior, this particular head sculpt. I'm not sure, I'm going to have to take a look at that. It's either 25 or 26, the one with Roman Reigns in it. And I have to say, I really do like this head sculpt. I wasn't a fan of the attire that he wore, but I'm a fan of this head sculpt. And I'm really glad that there's a Warrior attire that I can actually stand. And there is some paint flaws in mine. He has some, yellow and pink paint on his arm right here. You can see there's a little pink dot right there. As well as some black paint on the back. And I'm pretty sure I can get that off the figure eventually. You can see a lot of nice detail in his attire. I wish those tassels on his side were real. That would have been cool. But I digress, and let's actually go on to some of his detail. I said that head sculpt I'm actually a fan of. I do like that the tassels are rubber. They're nice soft rubber so they don't get in the way of everything, even on his knee pads. You can see it says Warrior on his knee pads, and on the back of his trunks it says out of control because the Warrior was one unstable dude. Let's get the cameras back up so we can go on to his articulation. The Warrior sports the standard elite articulation, which I'm glad the Hall of Fame figures actually have. He does have a ball-jointed head. He can look left and right. His up and down movement is hindered due to the hair. But, you know, turning his head, he does tend to look at this diagonal angle. That kind of sucks, but it comes with the hair. Arms on a ball joint, go do a full 360. Really tight joint. Go out. He spins at the bicep. Bends at the elbow. Single joint. Spins and bends at the wrist. He has an ab crunch. Nice and stiff. Or nice and tight. Not too stiff, not too loose. Waist swivel. Legs go forward, back, and out. Spin at the thigh. Double jointed at the knee. He spins at the boot. And his ankle joint is hindered by his tassel boot design there. And not much you can do about that. Oh, and I forgot he does have ankle pivot. So not much more to say about the figure, so what I am going to do now is get him posed and move on to my final thoughts, and we'll wrap up this review, so sit tight everyone. So here we have the Ultimate Warrior pose for my final thoughts. And overall, I really do dig this figure a lot. This is actually the first Ultimate Warrior figure I have. Like I said, it's just really, really expensive to own an Ultimate Warrior figure, seeing as how after he passed away, people just jacked up the prices on him. And, you know, I waited for an Elite one to come out. I didn't like the Elite 26 version, so I passed on that. Thankfully, we did get a new Warrior with this Hall of Fame series, and that is probably one of the best ideas Mattel has had since the Legends line. That way, they don't have to throw flashback figures into the Elite series, but they can give us more demanded, you know, Legends, and maybe Legends that, you know, are a little more obscure. I found Warrior at Target. The Hall of Fame series is exclusive to Target, so if you're looking for these guys, Target is the only place you can find them at retail, unless you want to pay third-party prices, and I'm pretty sure Warrior is going to be a pretty penny, so is Trish and Slaughter. If you can find him at retail, do not pass up on this guy. He is a really nice figure. If you're a fan of the Ultimate Warrior, you're going to need him in your collection. If you don't already have an Ultimate Warrior, he is a must-have figure. And this is King of Dragons 5000 saying, I highly recommend the Hall of Fame series, Ultimate Warrior, and I'll see you later. Take care, everyone. もう一度だけ